And I'm going to bring the mic back.
Please tell us, what did you study at Cork and at Tufts?
Yes, I did a double major at Clark on piano performance and English, and my master's from Tufts was in ethnomusicology, and my focus was on folk music and Sri Lankan women. So as part of my research, I visited with women in remote parts of Sri Lanka, and I recorded their folk songs and how those songs revealed their emotions, their trauma, and the challenges and the joys that they experienced, and how they could be used therapeutically to improve their lives. That's what it was.
So much for your talk today. It's very inspiring.
Thank you.
It's fantastic. I've just come back from your beautiful country about 2 weeks ago. I loved it. If you get a chance to go to Sri Lanka, it's a lovely, lovely country. But my question to you is that you have so many of these things relate to things that happen in their childhood, and it would seem to me, again, this is the kind of thing which is great to talk to adults, and it's very good to talk to mothers about. But it's really the kinds of things that indeed girls need to hear. It's the girls that need it at the right time. Have you been able to do things other than Sri Lanka in the United States, for example? Do you go to any schools? Or
Yes, I am a motivational speaker, and I speak regularly in the States. I speak at schools, Girl Scouts, YWCA, YMCA, all those places, especially to teenagers, and there are centers for delinquent kids, so I speak at places like that, and that's a crucial junction to pass this message across, especially to troubled teens. That it helps. It's almost like they're at a crossroads in their lives. Either you go this way or that way, and just one comment that clicks with them mentally can create such a permanent shift. It's such a mental twist that if they hear it at the right time, can make a profound difference in the direction that their lives can head for a long time. I do speak a lot in the States.
Hi Preethi. I was a FOLCA president back in 2005 to 2007, and in 2004 was the Asian tsunami. And at that time, FOLCA had an emergency relief fund that raised money for Sri Lanka.
Thank you, that's great.
And what we did was we raised money to build a house for widows and orphans. And I was very fortunate enough to attend the opening ceremony in that country. And it made such a huge impact on me to go in 2006 to see the rebuilding efforts after the tsunami. And the house we built was meant for women to live with their children. There's a training center with machines and sewing machines and daycare for the children. And the ideals for that were so worthy. Unfortunately, the foundation that was running that, it didn't work out.
Oh.
And I don't know what I mean, they kept it going successfully for a couple of years. But things would be stolen, and it was hard to maintain that. I'm wondering, do you have any thoughts on how the rebuilding efforts after the tsunami?
Yes, and actually my husband is from Colorado, and when the tsunami happened, we actually raised funds, and we went and did very similar things. We built several homes, and we actually we bought fishing nets for people. Teach a man to fish, and he'll fish a whole lifetime. Give a man to fish and he'll eat for a day. So rather than giving money, we went and got fishing nets for people who had lost their livelihood because their boats were destroyed, because they had no home to live. So by giving the fishing nets, they were able to go out there and make a livelihood. And a year later, we went to visit that particular village again, and they had rebuilt homes, and they had their livelihoods, not at the same level that it was before the tsunami, but they had certainly built their lives again. And one thing that really fascinated me, and this was during our visit there, when the tsunami had happened, and we went there about a week after it had happened, so the debris was everywhere, and it was a lot of wreckage. But some of these coastal areas that we were driving through and we were walking through, there was rubble everywhere. And I guess I should also mention what fascinated me was all the houses and buildings were destroyed, but then there would be a Buddhist temple standing, or in the Catholic area there was this church, the statue of St. Joseph. All these other things were destroyed, and this box holding St. Joseph was intact, this temple was intact, and some of the crosses in the cemetery were intact. It's almost like those things didn't get washed away. And amidst all that chaos, there were women picking broken bricks and rebuilding a small house for themselves somewhere else. They had lost their families. I met so many mothers who had lost their babies, and as a mother myself, you know, it's so touching. But they had lost their children, their husbands, their grandmothers, everything. But they still had that determination to pick up those broken bricks and to rebuild their lives. It was very refreshing to see that they were still willing to move forward.
Well, okay, I think we're ready probably to close. Thank you for absolutely inspiring talk. And it was a good reminder to me that having things is what's important. As you said, the emotional wealth is that you mentioned that is the most important thing. And sharing that with other people, and the smile, of course, which you have a beautiful one. So it's been a pleasure. I'd like to remind people that her book is available for purchase, and probably a great gift for your nieces and granddaughters and other people, plus signed by the author. Can't be anything better. We'll have coffee break in about 10 minutes, is that right? Anything else? And the art group will meet again, just to repeat in case somebody